I am Kenny Omega. I've met some of you guys before, some of you I've never met before, and some of you might not even know who I am. That's primarily because I wrestle a lot in Japan and I haven't spent much of any time in the US lately. I'll be honest with you guys. I have never been formally trained as a professional wrestler. I never had a real trainer, but when I made my debut, I wasn't ready. But I had studied a lot of tapes. I had stayed up till 6 a.m. on many a night, trying to learn what I could from that to become a professional wrestler. And it wasn't up until I was actually already signed to a developmental deal was when Dave Taylor kind of took me under his wing a little bit and taught me the basics and retaught me the basics. And that's when I would kind of consider myself more or less formally trained as a professional wrestler. But that just goes to show you how, in a way, basic professional wrestling training doesn't really mean anything. I mean, what is chain wrestling? What is psychology? What is the proper way to wrestle? No one really knows. In my mind, and this is probably because I'm not really a fan of wrestling anymore, I just think there is entertaining matches and not entertaining matches. I don't think that if you do a perfect four-step match, that means you're a good wrestler. I think that if I watch your stuff and I'm entertained, if I can show that match to my friend or my dad or my mom and they can laugh or they can say, hey, that was fun to watch, that's what I think a good match is. And that's kind of why I am sort of a, not a wrestler's wrestler, but I'm more of like a special interest wrestler. But being that way has kind of allowed me to keep a job, luckily. So today's seminar is going to be more or less sort of how a very odd person was able to keep a job in wrestling, and how someone who had no friends in the business or any ties to the business, and just through hard work and just being different, allowed me to make a living doing this and continue to do so. So I'd like to, at least at first, hop right into things by getting some ice cream. No, by going to the ring and just doing like a little bit of a short, very easy, very safe warm-up. Get the sweat going, get heated up a little bit, and then from there we'll do a little bit of talking, and then we'll cycle into some actual drills. So I don't know, what are you guys used to doing when you work out for wrestling or when you do seminars? Is it kind of that way? You guys do like a warm-up and then... Yeah? Okay. Well, then let's head to the ring, shall we? There's a lot of us, so we're going to really try to bang this off instead of taking our sweet-ass time. One thing about me is I hate to bump when there's no reason for it. I'm a pussy. I don't like to hurt myself, and really damaging yourself in front of no one or damaging yourself if you know how to bump already. I just don't see the point in it. But how is everyone's bumping skill? Generally, you guys all know what you're doing.
It's about 4 or 5 guys that are maybe a month or 2.
Right.
Everyone else.
Okay. Well, we'll gauge kind of where everyone's at, and then I can kind of cater the drills to the people that don't quite have enough skill, or you know, for people that have more skill than others. But let's get started. So, very simply, if we could just go one at a time. I'm sure you guys do this all the time, just simple rolls. So if we could just get like a lineup, maybe even just an L coming this way. And by rolls, I mean just very simple, like the most dumbest anyone can do it barrel roll, just to get our bodies in the mood to move. We're gonna ease into this sumbitch, and we don't want anyone to get hurt unless I grow to dislike you. So, like, I literally just mean the easiest. Oh, 1, and then 2. You're done. Next guy goes, and we'll just make it real fast. Let's go. One after another. In orderly fashion. There we go. Yep. Perfect. And it doesn't have to be fast. Great. Perfect. Great. Oh, yeah. Yeah, feel free to, yeah, exactly. Feel free to take a step back if you feel like there's not enough distance. No need to rush it. Try to make it nice and smooth. Great. Good, good, good. Good. Yeah, no need to overthink it. Okay, same. Let's go in reverse. You could do it just straight back over, like so, and then go again. Or you could actually kind of do like a little bit of the push-up with it, you know, like Tiger Mask style. It's up to you guys. Just warm up. 2 backwards. Feel free to take a step up, and as to not hit the turnbuckle on your way back. Great. Great. Good, 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 good. Great, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. I like seeing those. There we go. Great. Oh. Be careful of the impact. Just making a nice roll. Great, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good. Good, okay. Great. Good. It's all right. Keep it up. Good, no problem. Once everyone's gone, please, that's everyone, right? Okay. Now this one's kind of weird, but I like to do it just to get footing and balance and all that sort of thing. Someone who's had match experience, if they could come in the ring for a second. Now, this is not really a wrestling drill. Like I said, it's just for me to get my bearings, to get my footing. A lot of times, what I hear and see when people are chain wrestling, or just, you know, working a hold or whatever, it's like a lot of like, and it's just so fucking loud, and it hurts my ears, and it's annoying, and I don't think it's cool. So part of warming up, it looks kind of like swing dancing, but all it is we're just going to take each other's arms back and forth very gracefully, and it looks more queer than a $2 bill, but is that even politically correct to say? I don't know, but it's an old saying back in the day where I come from. So I'll take his arm, right away he's going to take mine. No selling, boom, I just take his arm, he takes mine. He takes mine right back, boom, there we go. There it is. Boom, take it back, boom. He takes it back, boom, I take it back. That's all it is. Just to get your footing and your balance, don't be tripping up over each other. Try to make it smooth. Try to sound as silent as possible. It shouldn't be, you know what I mean? You're gonna get a little bit of noise because the string, you know, has loose boards, but it should kind of be elegant and graceful. So 2 people, if you will, do what we just did. We'll go a nice 10. I'll count it out for you guys. There we go. Good, yep, good. 4, yep, 5. Okay, I'm gonna stop you guys right there. It's not that you're doing it wrong. You're doing it too right is the problem. Literally, this is all I want. Just this. Take it. I don't want like the kind of stuff yet, you know what I mean? Just do it. Let it flow. Just be calm, be cool. We're warming up here, guys. You'll impress me more by just doing what I ask. That's what I like. And then try to speed it up a little. There we go. Speed it up, but make it crisp. There we go, good. Woo, yeah, okay, that's good. Next 2. No, we're gonna level up this shit soon. We're gonna level it up. There we go. Good. There we go, yep. Good, good, yes, 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 there we go. That was a good one. Yeah, try to coast with it, yeah. Be silky smooth. Good. There we go. Yeah. Bring his arm a little higher when you take it around, because it seems like you're doing like this limbo thing. Just take it right over. Just take it right over. Be nice and smooth. And he's a bigger, much bigger guy, but he's being smoother than you. So let's right, there we go. Woo-hoo. Okay, great. Next. Good job, guys. Great. There we go. Once you start feeling a little comfortable, speed it up. There we go, perfect. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We got some elegance here in the building. Great. Okay, that's perfect. You guys got it. Next. Good, great. Well, these guys have some dance experience. Listen to that. I can tell. I can tell. It's nice and quiet. I like the sound of silence. Good. Dude in the black shirt, try to get more of a full twist on it, but by the time you twist his arm, you got your back to him almost. Twist, completely fully twist and square up to him. Exactly, perfect, perfect, perfect. There we go, good, good, there we go. That's what I like. Next. Great. Good. 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 Black shirt dude, just keep your arms a little more loose. You go like cock stiff when you've got her arm. Just kind of stay a little loose, like loosen up, loosen up. There we go, perfect, there we go. Yeah. Let's try to turn it up a notch just by like 0.5 steps. There we go, good. Now we're dancing. I like it. Okay, and next. Okay. These are the last two, right? Last two? Yeah. Oh, you haven't gone yet? Okay. Oh, wait, you've gone already, right? You get what we went with me. So just you? All right, you two go if you don't mind. And then we can demo the next one. Great. Perfect. Go nice and slow at first. Make sure we have our balance in check. Let's not be off balance. Let's be sure of ourselves. Great. When that guy, Captain America, when that guy takes your arm, make sure you square up with him too, so that he can keep his balance as well. If you're not squaring up with him, it's going to throw him off. We've got to work with each other. Don't forget to square up with them. Good. And good. Okay, good. All right, so next one. So to level up, it's kind of, I might even trip and fall just because the loose boards. So, lock up with me for a sec. Boom, I'm going to take him, and one of these bad boys, hammerlock, I'm going to spin him around. He's going to spin into this. He's going to take my arm back right away. Take me in a hammerlock. Boom, spin me around. Boom. Then take, yes, and then I take it back. Boom, switch, boom. I don't even know my own drill. Sorry about that. Boom, bang, take it back. Boom, bang, take me hammerlock right away. Boom, and then turn me. Yes, exactly. Perfect, yes, boom. I take it back. All it is just, you're gonna have to do a lot of circles. That's all we wanna do though, is just get our footing. So, walk through it though. Perfect, great. Yes, yes, yes. Take his arm back. Hammerlock, perfect. Spin him around. Take the arm back. Hammerlock, spin him around. Take the arm back. Boom, spin him around. Take the arm back. Hammerlock, spin him around. Take the arm back. Spin him around. You want to reach with the other arm to spin him. Yeah. You want to turn like this, but you're crossing over with your right. Perfect. Yep. So just do one more, just so you got it. Other arm. Perfect. Yes, that's what. Oh, right. Good. Okay, next two. Good job, guys. Good adjustments. Someone take the hammerlock, please. Great. Left arm, right, exactly. Spin him around. Yep. Whoa, something happened. That's okay. Take the arm back. We'll get it right. Left arm reaches up. Left arm. Nope. Okay, take the hammerlock. Scoop it with the left, exactly, yes. Perfect. Then twist it. Then he takes it back. Hammerlock. Reach up with the left. Spin him around. Twist it. Good. Twist the arm. Take the hammerlock. Reach up with left. Twist him around. Twist his arm. He twists it back. And you guys got it. And you're not making a lot of noise, and no one is tripping. So that is good. Next. All right, come on, guys. Boom. Yep, perfect. Don't let go of that hammerlock so soon. He's got to make the full revolution first. Like you let go of the arm, he was kind of like twisting over his own arm. He's gonna break his own arm, but that's okay. Just do it again. It's all good. Just walk through it. You guys will get it. Sweet. Oh, I like that. Reach up with the left. Spin him around. That's what I meant. You got to keep. Okay. So when you got the hammerlock here, what's happening is you're going like this, and he's got nowhere to go because you let go of the hammerlock. So you got to spin him around his own arm, and then that's when you let it go. You know what I mean? So it goes here, spin him around, then let go, boom, bang. If he doesn't want to let go of his hammerlock, take him out of it like I did, you know? But don't hurt him, because you can easily just kind of like stop it, you know? If you don't want to let go, he's keeping tight. Stop it, you asshole. Here we go, you know? That's what I mean. But you can do it, work together. There's the hammerlock. Left arm reaches up, spin him around, one full revolution. Perfect, good. Now take it back. Put him in that hammerlock. Yes? Oh, yes. Wait, did you reach up with the left? Left arm. Yeah, sorry, I got a bad. Yes, exactly, yes. Twist it. Take it back. Hammerlock. There it is, once around, twist it. Boom, back. Reach up with the left arm. Yes. Twist, okay. Take it back. Good. You guys are getting used to it. I can tell, I can see it in your eyes. Okay, you know what I think, guys? Next! There we go, next two. Oh, I got high hopes for you guys. I got high hopes for you, some bitches. Show me that my thoughts and my prayers were not in vain. Look at that. That was a good twist. Takes in a hammerlock. Reach up with the left. He reaches up with the left. There's the arm. He twists it one time, but he takes it right back. Nice hammerlock. Spin him around, spin him right round. There we go, take it back. I'm thinking he spins him right into next. Great, next two. Good job, guys. You guys have your balance, and I like that. We got, is that everyone? No? Okay. Don't be scared, guys. It's just a warm-up. One thing I'll say before you guys go, stuff like this, like the hammerlock into the spin and stuff, that stuff I would never do in a match. It's literally just for my footing. I'm not a great technical wrestler at all. This is just to, so you're not tripping over your own shoelaces when you're in the ring. That's all it is. We're just warming up, getting our footing, making sure we're not all making noise and making sure we don't have happy feet when we're moving around the ring. That's all it is. So if you don't feel silky smooth, that's okay. Everybody that I've seen so far, even if you started off shaky, even if it started off as something completely new and you didn't understand the dynamic of it, by the end of it, you guys did understand and you had it down. So don't feel nervous about doing something like this, even if it's not great. Like it's just a drill. It really almost has nothing to do with wrestling itself. It just kind of relates to wrestling. It's more about just being balanced and having your footing in the ring. That's all it is. So don't worry. and go. There it is. Good. Yes. Oh, yeah. Stay loose. You got to move with him for that circle round. Don't be afraid to move with him. If you move against him, you're putting yourself in danger. Yep, perfect. Yes, someone, you were watching. You know it's the left. Now twist it one time. Take it right back. Good. Spin right round. Oh, there we go. Take it back. Yep. Good. Okay, now take it back. Boom. Great. Now move with him. Yeah, make it nice and smooth. Yes, good. Not a lot of noise. I like it. Now spin him around. Yes, he's moving really well with you. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much that next! Next, please and thank you. Great. Yeah, let's go nice and slow. No, don't rush it, don't rush it. Even if you have to like walk him through it baby step by baby step. Let's make sure we understand. Good, now take the arm, take the arm. You spun him around, now take the arm. Twist that sumbitch. Yes, that way, yep, you bet. You betcha. And then he takes it back.
All right.
Yeah. Take the hammerlock. Nice and slowly, yeah, exactly. Then you take the arm, he takes it right back. Perfect. Put him in the hammerlock. Spin it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Oh my God. Oh, you okay? You broke your arm? Oh my God. Call the ambulance. That's all good. All right, so let's be just walk through it. There it is. See, even like, just go slow, 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 nice and slow. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. And we got it. We're here. Boom. Now we reset the situation. Take my arm. He's got my arm. Take me the handlock. Okay, let's go nice and slow. Here we go. It's nice and quiet. It's nice and smooth though. So he takes my arm. Boom. I don't care if it's that speed, guys. As long as it's smooth, as long as I'm not all, whoa, fuck, my God, where am I? That's all I want. Let's get warmed up and balanced at our own comfort levels. So once again, let's get like one good one each and then we'll move on. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Right, now take the arm, yep, take it. He'll take it back. Square up on him, take it back. Great. Yep. Great, now take the arm, swing around one more time. Well, good enough, done. Yeah. We get the point. That was still the best one, and that's all I care. All right, now this one, this next one I really like to do. It's actually one of my favorites. It is a two-man drill, so we're going to need at least just one rope lane clear, if that's okay. Just so that, so we can be on two sides, but just have one side on both ends clear. And we don't have to do, we can work it if you want. I'm going to use you just because we know each other so well now. One guy is going to be in the middle controlling this thing. And this will be leveled up before you know it. We can lock up, we can mess around a little bit, but the end result is always going to be the same. I'm going to be shooting him off the ropes. So I'm going to be shooting him off the ropes, and I'm going to be calling either ducks, a pass-by, or a torea, or if you guys, whatever. What do you guys call the lucha pass-by here? Do you call it a pass-by? What do you? Okay, great. So we're going to do ducks, clothesline, elbow ducks, pass-bys, drop-downs, and if you're feeling really frisky, we can do leapfrogs. But you have to communicate with your partner. And the only way that I'm going to be getting involved with this, I'm just going to call a finish. And when I say finish, the guy that's running is going to do a sunset flip, and whether the sunset flip works or the sunset flip is countered, I don't care, but that's the finish to this drill. So if we go by it nice and slow, let's just walk through it. I'll say duck, duck, boom, duck, boom. I'll drop down, boom. I'll pass by, boom, duck, boom, duck, boom. If I say leapfrog, then you'll know that you gotta duck. You gotta trust each other. And eventually, kind of like, run. I'll call finish, okay, I'll call next one finish. So you mean like duck and then finish or whatever. I'll call, yeah, just to make it safe so there's no like clash of the champions. I'll just say duck, finish. So it's always gonna be a clothesline duck, and then you duck the clothesline. Okay, woo, something, you know what I mean? We'll go into the finish from there. That's all it is. If you want me to, well, yeah, might as well just do it. All right, we'll run it. Yeah, we'll run it. Woohoo! Bang! You son of a bitch! Oh, yeah! Okay. Yeah! I hate you. Okay. Duck! Duck! Drop down. Leapfrog! Duck! Duck! Duck and sunset. Whoa! 1, 2, 3. Great. Simple as that. Thank you. All right, so next two. If you guys don't feel comfortable with a lockup or some way to start it, just go right into the whip. It's cool. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah! Woo! I like it. There we go. Yeah. Good. Duck, sunset, duck, sunset, duck, sunset. 1, 2, and kick out. But it's over. Great. Good job, guys. Okay, guys, good job, but it was almost dangerously crowded at some points. Don't be afraid to slow it down like a quarter of a speed just to make sure that we have a safe distance and that people can hear you. Like I said, this is just a warm up to the harder part. So, next. Let's warm it up. Let's ramp it up by increments. Don't be afraid to go a little slower. Start it however, oh my God! Okay. Great. Good, yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Watch that headbutt, you scallywag. Duck, sunset. 1, 2, and 3. Yay! Okay, next two, please, and thank you very much. Whenever you guys are ready. Oh, hey! Hey! What are you doing? It's just a drill. It's just a drill. Hey! Duck sunset, duck sunset, duck sunset. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh! 1, 2, 3, next. Woo! Okay. Hey, whoa. Great. Duck sunset, duck sunset, duck sunset. Duck sunset. It's always duck sunset, but that's okay. One thing I wanted to, yeah, go ahead and finish it up. Do duck sunset. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Nice sunset. One quick thing before I forget. You had him in a buckle here, and like I said, it's opinions, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, but he was here, and you kind of yanked him to throw off the ropes. It's just me, but maybe just me, maybe just everybody. I don't know. But I find that when you yank someone like this, just to whip them off, it always looks awkward. Like, all right, I want to whip them off the ropes, so here we go. Come on, like, I don't care how I get you there. Like, try to make it a little more natural looking. Even if you just feed him a knuckle, boom, you know, he can sell it around. Here we go, you know what I mean? You have all this time. Just try not to do it in a very awkward way if possible. Try to ease into it. It's all about being smooth. Being smooth at this stage of the game. And X2, please and thank you. Whoever feels up to it. And another thing, by all means, not everybody has to do this. If you don't feel like you're comfortable or you're confident enough, this is kind of, you know, a lot higher level than what we were just doing. So if you don't want to do it, it's completely fine. Or alternatively, if you just want to do it at a slow speed, like a walking pace, that is cool too. I'd prefer it, in fact, if you don't feel comfortable. Just do it the way you feel safe and the way that you know you can 100% do it without fail. So, without any further ado. Oh my God, 1, 2. Whoa, he kicked out. Ain't no way he's losing in a practice drill. You gotta have to earn it. You're gonna have to earn it, motherfucker. Okay, next. If there is a next, we're all good? Are we ready to level up? We're gonna level up, okay. Here's the level up version, if you will. The next level up version, and it's almost like you guys are doing it already because it's so damn loud in this ring. We're gonna do what we just did. We're gonna do it without saying a word to each other. Do we have people that are confident in being able to do that? I think we do. I know we do. The thing is, for this especially, we got a smaller ring. It's a loud ring. It's a little loose, tiny little bit loose. So we can't be going at this thing full blast. We have to telegraph our movements without looking overly fake. We have to sort of convey what we'd like to do without endangering yourself, without endangering the person you're with, and making it look like you are calling it in the ring. So, if I could use you again. Oh, yeah! What about that? Oh, woo-hoo! Oh. Oh! Oh, yeah. All right, so here we go. We're gonna just go a little slower just so everyone understands how we're gonna do this. So, not full blast. And if you feel, once we kind of show everyone how we're doing it, you can ramp it up to your liking. I'll follow. So, here we go. And of course, finish, just like last time, same thing, just duck, sunset. Here we go. All right, so even when I threw him off doing like 4 or 5 leapfrogs in a row, that's weird, but he trusted me for the most part. Only one time you're like, why the fuck do you keep leapfrogging? It's gotta be wrong. It's about trust, guys. So, but very good job. Next two. And you notice, like, when I'm going for a clothesline, oh, you know, I'm winding that sumbitch up. It's coming through. If I keep my back to him, and it looks like I want to take his head off with an elbow, you know it because I'm coming at you. A drop down, that's easy. If I want to do a pass by, generally what I'll do, so I'll toss you off the ropes here. I will come right like that. So I still look like a lot of lucha guys. What I notice is they'll just kind of do this. I like my pass bys to be more sort of legit, put a lot more animation and strength into it. So I like to kind of explode, more like, you know what I mean? It looks a little more real than how a lot of luchas do it. But I also feel that I can telegraph that a lot easier if I'm like, here it comes. And even if he thinks it's a clothesline, let's say you think it's a clothesline and you run at me. So you think it's a clothesline, just kind of make it look like you're gonna duck. I'm out of there anyway, you know what I mean? And it's not gonna look too much like a fuck up. So as long as he gets a general idea. Another thing too for leapfrogs, another tip. If you're squared right up to a guy, they should know this is gonna be a goddamn leapfrog. Because if I'm just standing there, right in his face, you don't think it's anything but a leapfrog, right? Exactly. You gotta know. And it helps too if you're an athlete, if you could like throw the guy off, and you could pretty much clear his head height, like, just like this. So don't throw a leapfrog if you're like one of these kinds of guys, like, that gets dangerous, just be safe. So, next two, please. Right. Great. 1, 2, 3. Good job, guys, good job. There's some good trust levels there, and I appreciate it. Oh, geez. Hey. Nice, okay. Good job, guys. See, there's a point there. As a wrestler, I kind of saw he wasn't sure if he was going to get passed by or clothesline. But to the naked eye, to the layman, he didn't think there was a fuck up. It was perfect. So good job and good trust. I like it. Let's continue onward and upward. Hey-o. Boom, boom, let me see, hey-o. It's all good. As long as no one gets hurt, it's funny. So let's keep going. Nice, sunset. All right. 1, 2, and 3. Great. Good job, guys. Good job. Great. Good job. Nice animation from the big guy. Good height on the sunset. Great job. Here we go. Oh, I like it. A lockup. Hell yeah. All right, come on, guys. Break it up. Come on. Hey, 1, 2. Hey, whoa, my God. Oh, shit. Perfect. There we go. Free selling into the position. Perfect. That's what what I like to see. There it is. Woo! Yep. Good. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. 2, kick out. It's all good. A little bit of a trust issue there, but it's okay. We can clean that up. It's not bad.
Can we do that one more time or no?
It's okay. I believe you can do it. There's a couple of things though. Because we're doing very little communication, one thing that may strike other wrestlers as odd is a left-handed clothesline. Not that it's wrong, not that it's bad, but most people are used to look for the right. So there are a lot of times when you were just like, holy fuck, what's happening? What am I gonna do? And yeah, then you gave him like some sort of cool finish that I probably used at some point in my indie career. But it was, I mean, that's all good. Well, it's not all good, but it's, like I said, it was just a communication thing. What I would like you guys to do right now, if it's okay, do what you did, even if you feel like you can do it 100%. I don't care. Let's tone it down. Let's go 50% speed. Not walking speed, a light jog speed. And I want you guys to make it perfect, because I know you can do it perfect. Yeah. So just let's go slow and make it perfect so everybody, including me and this guy, can be proud of you. So let's do it. One more time. I know you guys can do it. We'll keep it the same way. Did you control it?
Yeah.
Yeah, have it the exact same way. I just want to see you guys do better. So do it exact same thing. I want you to control it, you running, and but keep the speed down. Let's keep it smooth, keep the speed down. I have faith. Slower, slower, slower. Whoa! All right, dude, I'm gonna have to ask you to come in the ring. Okay, guys. So we're gonna run this real quick, slow motion. Whip me off the ropes, if you will, and I want you to throw some stuff at me. This is the speed I want. Just like that, that's all. Of course, your footing isn't gonna be perfectly spaced. I just want the transitions to be smooth. That's all. Get used to each other and get comfortable. Or is it that you guys dislike each other? You like each other? Then let's do it. Here we go. Oh, in the breadbasket. Okay, good, good, good. Nice and slow, nice and smooth. Here we go. Good, yes, yes, yes. That is what I like. Okay. Okay, leapfrog him, leapfrog him, leapfrog him. Good. Good. No. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was about 1,000 times better. And I didn't care that it was slower than the other times you did it because it was so much cleaner. And in a match, that is sometimes, most of the times, the case. You take everything a step down in speed, and it looks nicer, it's easy to understand. If there were a bajillion people here in this venue, they would appreciate the speed you guys did it in because it was nice, it was crisp, easy to understand, and it looked a lot better than what you guys did 2 times previous or 3 times or whatever it was. And as a bonus, Nobody got dropped in the head. Next!
Now, what am I doing wrong on the sunset flip?
You're just clearing his body, like way too much, and you're, for example, if I could get you to duck down in the middle of the ring, you are coming right at him and you're jumping here, but you're jumping like out and over. Whereas if I were to do it, and this is just me, I would come off. I'd already be jumping like here. You know what I mean? Get a nice big arc over him. A lot of people like to go over. Some people even like a little bit of a backdrop to go into it, because then they can hook under or whatever. And that's cool too. Like if you really want to be right up in his grill, so to speak, then you can go. And then if he feels like you're not going, he can give you a little bit of a to get you over. There's so many styles to doing a sunset flip. There's not one right way. It's just your way, and that's just how you guys are going to have to learn once you start working with each other more, if it ever happens. Because everyone's got styles to things, you know. I can't say like, how do you bump to a DDT? There's so many ways to do it. You know, you can roll, you can go face first, you can spike yourself. You can do the thing where you slip out of the guy's arm and then you bump way later than him and it looks stupid. But like, that's your style, you know what I mean? So there's no right or wrong way, but from what I saw just now, you crowded him in the front and cleared him in the back. You had nothing hooked. So that's all it was. And I think that's, in the first time, it was the same thing. You took off way too close to his head, and then you kind of crushed his lower back, so he had no choice but to collapse, you know what I mean? That's all it was. So we might just have to, at some point, just work out a sunset flip style that works for you, if you even want to use a sunset flip, you know what I mean? This is just a drill. Yeah, that's it. I mean, next time we can, if there is a next time, but for drills like this, of this nature, feel free, if you don't like a sunset flip, just say like, hey, can we like change it? Can I do like a Mahistral cradle or something, or like a schoolboy, whatever you feel comfortable with. That is my best answer at this point in time. But I mean, you know, work on it. Sunset flip is kind of an easier one. Everyone, I think if they put in a little bit of practice, can do a sunset flip. So you'll get it. You get it. It's close. So don't even worry about it. Are there people left? Or are we almost done right now for that one? Because I would like to take a quick little break. I could address some questions and comments. I need a drink from my pre-workout, wherever that was. Oh, great. Oh, thank you very much, sir. All right, so that's our warm-up. I feel kind of hot. I'm sweating a little bit. How about you guys? Yeah? Great. Okay. I guess right now I'm just sort of still gauging how polished you guys are in the ring, and a lot of you guys know a lot, more than what I could have ever expected, so that is fantastic. So how many of you guys have had their in-ring debut? I'm guessing a lot. And I'm guessing a lot of you have actually worked for probably more than a year as well. Yeah? Yeah. Okay, yeah, that was evident. And these are the kinds of people I love to work with, so that's great. From here on in, I mean, I have ideas of what I want to do with you guys. To be honest, I am not the greatest wrestling trainer. I'm not the kind of guy that will train a guy from the ground up, but what I'm very good at is polishing guys and kind of picking apart what I think can make them look better, what I think can make what they do look cleaner, have more impact to a larger crowd or a TV audience. I'm good in that sense. So if you guys have questions in terms of, well, you know what, anything. I'll just open the floor right now, wide open. Anything you guys want to know. It could be anything. It doesn't even have to be wrestling related, to be quite honest. I mean, this is your guys' time. I am here as a tool for you guys. So, is there anything that's been burning at you guys? Anything that you guys want to know? Anything you guys want to work on? Anything that maybe I know and could help you with? Like I said, I kind of have a little bit of an original viewpoint on wrestling, and I've been kind of to a lot of places where I've been in the position where it's like sink or swim. It's either I have a great match, or like match of the night, or even match of the year, or that's it. Pack your bags, go home, you're never gonna be back. I kind of came from a place where my flight, or just my travel is very expensive. So just to make it worth bringing me out to a place, it's you either go or you go home forever. So I guess in terms of how I approach the business, I could have possibly an original view as opposed to perhaps some of the other people that you've spoken with. And that's not to say that what anyone has ever told you is wrong. It's just that I kind of came from a very small town with little expectation for me to make anything of my career. And I was always sort of put out of the frying pan into the fire, where it was either I, do something grand or that's it. It's over. So there's not really a bad question, because I've seen it all, and I've kind of been in a situation where a lot of strange things have happened, and I've had to persevere. So the floor is yours. If anyone wants to ask anything or request anything, please feel free right now while I take a little bit of a water break to ask. Yes?
Yeah, I was just curious how you got noticed by companies in Japan. Like obviously not being from that continent, and then have
Right.
companies from that continent want to spend money to bring you over. And
Yes.
How did that all work out for you?
That's sort of an interesting story, and it actually goes back to my time here. I was about to pack it in with wrestling. I was gonna be through, and I thought, I'm gonna visit a friend of mine, and maybe take a couple more indie bookings before just packing it in, calling it a day, getting a real job. But as it turned out, those matches led to me coming back here to a place in this building where Jersey All Pro Wrestling was running. And not before long, I sort of lucked my way into carrying their strap, their heavyweight championship belt. And at that time, there were this Japanese couple that would always come to the shows. And they kind of did like an online newsletter thing, informing fans of the happenings of the indie scene in America to the fans of Japan. So they did an interview with me, and I had mentioned that I was kind of more into special interest wrestling. I loved watching kind of like cool and kooky things that were sort of out of the norm. And I'd mentioned DDT. If you guys have not heard of DDT, it's sort of just like a real wacky promotion. They have serious wrestling, but they also have some of the crazy stuff you ever did see. But at that time, that was really the only wrestling I was watching. So I figured, I'm going to mention these guys. Turns out, the folks from DDT saw the interview, and they offered me to come out for one summer. It was supposed to be a one and done. As it turned out, the match that I did there, one of the matches anyway, my second match out there, it won Match of the Year in Japan. So if it didn't, I don't think I would have ever been back. Even if it was a fantastic match, I still don't think I would have been back. I won Match of the Year, so they brought me back. And this is a small indie at this point. They didn't really have any money. And I knew that, okay, they're bringing me back because they want the rematch. So I had to think then, this is where I want to be. This is where I want to make my career. This is where I want to live, for goodness sakes. What can I do? Is there anything I can do to get a return booking, get another tour? Just anything to survive. I was in survival mode. And I figured I could have another match at Ibushi, and it's going to be great. But the chances are, and this is me just being realistic, it's not going to be Match of the Year. Because it's so rare for a foreigner to win Match of the Year to begin with. Even more rare for the same match with the same two people to win Match of the Year 2 years in a row. So I figured I had to do something new, exciting, and like revolutionary. So I came up with the idea while I was out there to team with Ibushi rather than to feud with him. And we came up with some crazy dynamic moves together and really formed something special. And once we debuted our finishing move, the Golden Shower, that was the insurance policy. That's like, okay, fans want to see more of that now. That got me a third tour. Then on my last day of that tour, we won the tag straps for DDT, first ever foreigner to ever win them. And that year, or that match where we won the belts, also won another Match of the Year award. So, oh my God, okay, I got a fourth tour. This is awesome. And then I started to feel a little more, okay, I'm starting to get some security. Then, once I started to plateau in DDT, I started to put up feelers for New Japan. And a lot of the times when you start to put out feelers when you're working for another company, that's a bad thing. And they want you to be loyal. But Ibushi was already wrestling for New Japan, and DDT was, luckily, as luck would have it, very friendly with New Japan at the time. And they wanted their wrestlers to get more exposure by wrestling for the bigger promotion. Because wrestling for New Japan, even if you're going out there just to do business, for their guys, having a DDT performer perform well in front of their crowd in a losing effort is still good for DDT. So I got my first tag team run with Ibushi there. Our match there, when we won the belts, won match of the year. So it was like, it was a culmination of having the right ideas, suggesting them at the right time, and just, I guess we're just lucky that no one else was having better matches than us at that time, So it's very difficult, especially now in today's market, because Japan has become a lot like what it's like here, where there's New Japan and then there's nothing. Where here is kind of like, there's WWE and then you're just struggling and looking for work elsewhere and cramming up like an indie schedule. There are great promotions within this great country, such as PWS, which is why I'm here. I wouldn't be here otherwise. But WWE has pretty much monopolized all of the wrestling, and that's not a bad thing. It's kind of cool that there's something that's garnering a lot of media attention and something that is, the clear place to be. And New Japan is a lot like that as well. So I totally forgot what I was going to say. And what was your question again? Yeah, I went off on a tangent a little. So, what was it, sorry?
I was just asking how you made your way to Japan.
Oh, and there it was. Yeah. So long answer to a very short question. But that's pretty much, yeah. There was just, it came to a point after 2 or 3 stand-up performances where I just kind of became part of the family. But it takes that. It takes being able to show that you can make money before, they could love you, but at the end of the day, someone's got to pay the bills, someone's going to have to pay your flight, someone's going to have to pay your room and board. So they only want you to be that happy family member and be with you all the time if they don't have to worry about you financially. If you're not a financial burden, in fact, if you're making them money, if you're getting them good media attention by way of being a colorful personality or having good matches, whatever the case may be, you have to do something by way of good business first and foremost, and then it's like the other stuff. Yeah. But it's tough. It's very tough. If I were to be honest, anyone that wants to go to Japan nowadays, especially if it's to have a career in Japan, I would say look at who Japan has business deals with. New Japan has business deals with ROH, with NWA, kind of like small ties NWA. Look at who is booking in New Japan talent. Whoever New Japan or whatever the promotion of your choosing has friendly relations with in an outside promotion, be at that place, because you're going to want to be seen by them on your own soil or a place aside from, because you're trying to get to Japan, so you're not going to see them in Japan. Be wherever they're going to be, and that's how you can make a good impression, a good first impression, and hopefully from there, if you're like the chosen one, you'll go from there. Or if New Japan decides to make a business deal with that promotion, and you're one of the favorites, you're probably going to go. But it's not a time where it's like if you're good, you're gonna end up there, which is unfortunate. But now there's a lot of good guys, a lot of good talent, and it's just you just have to get work where you can get it, and then hope for the best. When back in the day, if you're good, you're going somewhere. You know what I mean? There's options, and someone's going to notice you, and someone's going to hire you. But nowadays, there's a lot of good guys that I can't believe they don't have bigger and better things working out for them. But that's just how wrestling is these days. So
Before you went to Japan,
yeah.
were you making a living wrestling? And if you were, how long did it take you to get to that?
Oh, geez, no, I wasn't. I was coming out here once or twice a month. Once a month, I guess, right? About once a month?
Once or twice.
Yeah, once or twice a month, but I was working more or less full-time at Costco at the time. So I was doing that and just trying to like manipulate my shifts so that I was working, out here. I mean, I had my stuff in Canada, and that was just, wrestling for peanuts. That was just kind of a place to train, more or less. And to come out here, that was sort of like the big match of the month. So, and at that point, those guys were kind enough to look after me and to pay for my flights. And that was a huge cost to incur, so I wasn't even expecting a lot of money at the end of the day. I was just happy to be out here. So at that point, no, I was not making a living wrestling. It wasn't until I actually was going to Japan, more or less full-time, was when I was able to quit Costco to be able to support myself primarily on wrestling. Yeah. So,
I had a question. Being an old guy in a young guy's sport
yep.
and being more or less financially established, have a good job and all, I get 2 nights a week here to learn.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not the fastest learner in the world, as you can see, but I don't give up. But my question is, I spend a lot of time in the gym.
Yep.
Anything in there I can do that's going to help me in here when I come for practice?
I mean, there's always the looking the part aspect of pro wrestling. And, being in shape, clearly, you look the part. You look like, you mean business. You look like a rough and tough wrestler. And that's a good thing. But you have to also keep in mind that wrestling is sort of like, you've got to be an all-rounder these days. Especially if you're on the indies. You can't just be, well, I'm a bodybuilder and you've got to work around that, and you're all tight and you can't bump and there's only certain things you can do. People like that can only go so far, and if your plan is to be useful to any sort of promotion on the indies, you have to be very versatile. So if I were you, of course, keep up my physical appearance, because appearance is also always very important. But you're going to want to be more limber. You're going to want to be more balanced. And like you said, as you get older in age, and I'm not that old, but I understand that as you get older, it's hard to be as limber as you were, as agile as you once were. But there are things you can always do so that you're easier to work with in general. And by easy to work with, I don't mean in terms of calling a match, or I don't mean that sort of stuff. I mean your body's easier to manipulate. You're easier to move around. When you're working with somebody, it's not a struggle. And that's stuff you can control in a gym. There are things you can always do, and you can always apply those gains that you make in the gym in your wrestling practice.
I mean, I don't expect to be going anywhere. I just want to do good for
Right.
these guys.
Totally. No, and I completely understand that. But you want to do...
Just here,
Yeah.
do good and make myself worthwhile for them.
Definitely. Yeah. But the better you look here, the better he's going to look, the better the pro promotion's going to look as a whole. So I always felt that if your feelings are as strong as they seem to be, you might as well go at it 100%. You know what I mean? Try whatever it is that you can do to do the best you can here. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to try to make a run for WWE. I'm not trying to say anything like that at all.
But,
Right.
and I want to learn, like Patty said, I
Right.
want to learn everything and try. My
Exactly.
goal is to put my guy over.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I also want to benefit my guy as well as the promotion. I'm not going anywhere else. This is,
Right.
for me, this is great. This is like a dream come true.
I mean,
Like
for
adopting a new family.
yeah, but for a guy that's already hitting the gym a lot, as I can tell, and as you've mentioned, it's not going to be too hard to just cater your workout routine to be more of in wrestling shape.
Right,
You know what I
that's
mean?
I
Yeah.
mean, you're talking, doing yoga, learning,
Yeah.
taking those classes just to try to limber up more.
Definitely. Yep. I would totally suggest that, and that's what a lot of guys do. A lot of guys that are on TV, or a lot of guys doing wrestling full time, that's all they have time for. They can't do strenuous programs anymore, high impact training. They can't do even bodybuilding training. So a lot of the guys now, what keeps their body in check is stretching programs and yoga, power yoga and stuff like that. DDP yoga is what I hear. And I mean, you look at guys, like Chris Jericho or Christopher Daniels, guys that use it often. They're in incredible shape in the ring, and they're always making themselves look good and their opponents look good. So it's been proven that there are things you can do even on a limited schedule. So the options are available. Yeah. Yes.
I'm a big fan of like the whole stalling suplexes with the bridges and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't really seem to be very good at them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a flexibility thing, or is that more of a technique?
Do you mean like the stalling part, or just like bridging in general?
Like yeah, like landing like a bridge, not like.
Ooh, yeah, that's tough. For me, it's always been scary to land on the top of my head in a bridge. I've never liked the idea, and I could never. There are a lot of guys that can just do it. Like they can just fall backwards on the top of their head, and it's like no big thing to them. But I can only do it in a match. So I would hate to be the guy to give you the advice to say, just go do it. Just fall on the back of your head, on the top of your head with someone in a bridge. But I am telling you that is how I actually started to do it. I had an idea for a move that was used as a bridge, which is my Kreuzrath move. At first, it was a release German suplex, because I didn't want to do a bridge. And then Chris Hero actually he came up to me and he pulled me aside and he said, Kenny, that's the best move you've got, and I don't know why you just do it to do it. It has to be your finish. And I thought about it for all of maybe like 2 seconds, and I said, you know what, you're right. It's the one thing that I have that gets a reaction every time, and it's usually the biggest one. So I wanted to make it my finish. And I thought the best way to do that would be to hold it in a bridge rather than to release it and then scurry over and cover the guy. So it was because of that suggestion that I started trying to do it. Of course, there are flexibility drills you can do. Like a lot of amateur wrestlers have neck drills that they do. If you guys have access to like crash mats and stuff like that, you can just test out the waters. You know what I mean? Start slowly. I was an idiot, and I just went right into it. Just like I did a lot of backyard and a lot of stupid stuff that I did for the first time was just off my fence. So, but I would never suggest that to anyone. There are safer ways to do things now. So I would, I would test the waters first by holding bridges in the ring or on some mats. If it feels like your neck can hold up to it, ease into it. You know what I mean? Maybe start with holding a guy in a bridge on the back of your head and just kind of bridge up into the back of your head and see how that feels. Do repetitions of that. You know what I mean? There are, you'll see some people when they're warming up, they'll do the kickovers back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I don't think that's necessarily required to be able to do a bridging suplex per se, but it certainly does not hurt to be able to do that kind of stuff. But like I said, always dabble first before going straight into something like that, because you don't really ever want to mess with your neck. It's as pretty as a nice bridge looks, it's not worth being paralyzed, Yeah. Yeah.
How much of your character is you?
Like 100%. Yeah. That was kind of part of what kept me in wrestling to begin with. I was always a big fan of wrestling up until like the early 2000s. And when I first started wrestling in the early 2000s, like 2001 and 2, I was just taking things from guys that I liked. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this Rob Van Dam move because I like Rob Van Dam. I'm going to do the Kenta combination because Kenta's a badass and I like him a lot. So I was just ripping guys' moves off, and my matches had like no soul or no heart. And it wasn't until I actually fell out of love with wrestling when I started to notice improvements in my style. Because once I fell out of love with wrestling, when I stopped being a fan, I was able to step back and approach wrestling from a different viewpoint. It wasn't about, I want to be like the guy that I'm a fan of. It became more of like, what can I do to like this sport again? What can I do? What can I give to this sport that's gonna re-enchant people like me that were disenchanted? And that's when I just thought, okay, well, whatever it is that I am now, that's what I'm gonna bring to the ring. I'm gonna sort of try to put myself on blast processing, if you will, and just show whatever it is that I am, times 1,000 in the ring, developmental in Deep South Wrestling. I was kind of force-fed a lot of things to say, things to do, and it made me feel very robotic, and it stifled all of my creativity, and it came to a point where I just kind of blew up, I exploded, and all this weird, wacky, creative stuff that I did that I knew was wrong to do and was going to get me in trouble, I just did it anyway. And only then, when I started to do these things, and I made people laugh, I got in a lot of trouble, but I was making people laugh, I started to realize that I had a talent if I was myself, and I committed to being myself with conviction that I can entertain people. At that point, I was able to just make people laugh, but I at least had that. So when I went back to the Indies, I made a promise to myself that I was going to be myself, because if I feel comfortable as myself, if I could be my best at being myself, at the very least, I can come up with good ideas to make people laugh. And I can become kind of like an Ace Ventura of like pro wrestling, you know, like physical comedy, you know, make weird faces, do weird movements, but people would laugh at me. So I used that as a base, and then I just moved forward from there. I used, you know, the training that Dave Taylor gave me. I learned from guys that I was around with, you know, coming here at Rahway. Went to PWG eventually, and there's a lot of great guys that they use out there. I went to a little short stint with Ring of Honor. A lot of great guys back then. A lot of them now are in WWE doing very well. So great guys to learn from there too. And I just kind of started to add building blocks. And I just sort of lucked out where the level that I was at was just enough to excel in the environment I was in. So I think most importantly, when you are trying to exceed and do something good in the business of pro wrestling nowadays, you have to have something original to bring to the table. You can't be, you can't just be like, well, I'm kind of like a Randy Orton clone or whatever. I do like a diamond cutter, and I do like this kind of thing. Like, it might work for the one promotion that you wrestle for, but you're not going to be able to take that character on the road. Yeah, like guys like Grotto, Freight Train, what makes them so special? Are they great wrestlers? Anybody? Does anyone know if they're great wrestlers? Not at all. Freight Train is not a great technical wrestler, but he's very good in the ring. Jeff Hart is a great technical wrestler, but not Freight Train. If I'm going to be honest, again, just an opinion. My favorite wrestler of all time from WWE, if I were to name top 3 for you guys, number 1, and this is a very common answer, for me is Shawn Michaels. Number 2 from there, and it may even be tied for number 1, for me is Mick Foley, as whatever character, Mankind, Cactus Jack, you know, Dude Love. But number 3, or like number 2, because number 1 and 2 are tied. This is going to sound crazy, but it's just my opinion. Most entertaining performer for me to watch in the ring was Vince McMahon. And if you watch his matches, especially watch them back now, they're always awesome. And he has next to no training, probably 0 training, but he's in a wrestling ring. It's considered a wrestling match, and yet the fans come unglued for his performances. Kind of like Shane McMahon's matches too. You know what I mean? And what is it? Is it because they spent a lot of time doing a lot of chain wrestling and boring, stupid wrestling stuff that makes no difference in any sort of match? No. It's because they were able to come up with a story that was compelling and drew in like the emotions of crowds, you know, 30, 50, 40, 100,000 people, millions of people if you're counting like, you know, the people watching a pay-per-view. And that is kind of the general message, is that wrestling can be anything you want it to be. there are no limits, there are no rules. As soon as you're in a position to have creative control over what you do in the ring, if there is something that you completely believe will work in the ring, I would say just go for it. And if you do something with conviction, if you do something putting all your heart and soul into it, at the very least, you will believe in it, and people in the crowd will believe in you because they will see it and they will sense it. And that is just step one of, building the nation, so to speak. Yeah.
Oh, I saw the Batman.
Oh, yeah, come on, go ahead.
Because you just got me thinking.
Yeah.
Like, the episode, and specifically the moment
Yeah.
that was like the most gripping to me in that whole show was the two-parter where Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face.
Oh, that was a good one.
Specifically the moment where the lightning flashes, he reveals himself, and it's like a deep emotional moment. What was like your favorite, whether it was a moment or episode throughout the show, if you have one that,
Okay, well, the Two-Face two-parter was real good. I really liked Clayface's two-parter. I also really liked when they introduced Mr. Freeze's character. I thought that was a very, very well done two-parter. A very popular episode that people say is the best one is, I can't remember the name of the episode in general, but it's where all the Rogues Gallery are playing cards around the table. They're sharing stories about how they almost got Batman. I think it's actually called Almost Got Him. Yeah. That was it was just genius. And yeah, I would say those are some of my top episodes for sure. And it's for me though. I try not to look so much at two-parters when I'm using it for study material. I look for just like the quick one-offs, because a lot of wrestling matches are one-offs, right? Like they're just, unless you're building a story. So, but yeah, that on a personal note, that was some of my favorite stories of the animated series. Yes.
So you guys are, especially like over in Japan, you guys are always wrestling like hard, working really hard multiple times over and over. What advice do you have as far as like keeping like your body able to do this stuff for as long as you can? Like is it like diet or certain type of exercises that you guys do? Or just not being a bitch?
Yeah, that's it really I hate to say it, but that's a big part of it. Some people can naturally absorb a lot of punishment, and some people are just very fragile. When you get to a level when you're sort of part of the elite and you have to take a full schedule and you're called upon to have main event style matches, you're going to be working injured every day, even on the big shows. Like even if you have like a couple of days off, or even if you have a week off before a big show, you're still working with that injury. There's no way you can heal all your injuries in a matter of a week. You're not going to heal at all, in fact. All you can do is try your best to rehab it and come in feeling loose enough to perform at a level where you can hide that injury. Yeah, very good question though. What you can do, and it's kind of like a godsend for New Japan anyways, we do have trainers. So they make sure you're stretched out, and they make sure that if you have an injury, they'll rehab it as best they can. Don't be afraid to take time and take money, even if it's out of your own pocket, to make sure that things are looked at and things are protected as best as it can be. If you have to wrap your knee, wrap your knee. Some people say like, oh, when I wrap my knees, I don't look cool, so I don't do it. Just do it, you know what I mean? Shoulder's not feeling so great, tape it up. And get it taped up right. Don't just like slap some tape on and say like, well, this kind of looks like how they do it on TV. So, make sure things are, because you have to protect your investment at the end of the day. And as long as you're not complaining and it doesn't hinder your performance, there is no being a bitch by looking after your injury. You can tape up your shoulder and still try hard, and still give your performance. And no one will think like, oh, well, he taped up his shoulder, so he's a suck. He's a baby. No one will think that. So Just always try to nip it in the butt before it becomes like a really bad nagging injury, is my best advice. Yeah, always look to your own personal health first and foremost. Yo. That's it for now. Oh, yeah, what's up?
So, as you probably can tell,
Yep.
during my running, I'm not exactly a natural athlete like most people are doing.
Okay.
I have kind of a weird niche gimmick going on here too.
Okay.
And I feel like in the environment that the indie scene is now, like places I've reached out to, they've been kind of hesitant to care to use me because I don't really have the same style as a lot of other guys. do.
Okay.
So like, how do I kind of embrace that to
Oh.
try to? I know it's kind of
It's a tough question.
It's a loaded question. I understand
Yeah.
that. I'm just
I can only tell you, based on my experience, what helped me when I was caught in a rut. When I realized that after my developmental deal that I still wanted to become, or not become, but continue with pro wrestling, a lot of places didn't care that I had the experience being a contracted wrestler for WWE. They didn't care that I went to Deep South Wrestling. It didn't make any difference whatsoever. Even when I came out here, and I flew myself out here just for the purpose of hanging out with Kevin Matthews, some places didn't even care that I was literally in town. They still didn't even want to use me. They're like, well, maybe we can give you a dark match. Maybe. And this is me coming from having a contract, and they still didn't want to use me. Once I had the opportunity, I made the best of it, and I got more work around here. And I thought, wow, I'm getting over on the East Coast, and that's pretty tough to do. So all the other places are sure to follow, right? Wrong. They still didn't care. So it was still tough to find work elsewhere. So as luck would have it, I was making a little bit of a kind of like a promo video type thing for DDT, and it was like kind of like a pinfalls count anywhere kind of match type thing. It was meant just for them to see it, but it was put on YouTube. Somehow that match was seen by a lot of people, and based on that match, which wasn't even a real match.
is it more if we were doing the river or something?
Yes, that one. Yep. Based on that match, which was not even like a real match, really. I mean, we were wrestlers, but it wasn't like that wasn't a promotion. It just happened, and there was a camera there. Based on that, I got my first offers from PWG, from England, from ROH. Like these aren't even. It wasn't like I couldn't have convinced these offices beforehand. Hey, I can do some pretty interesting shit if you give me a chance to. It's sort of like, hey, if you got to know me, I know you like me. They don't care. You know what I mean? They wouldn't. It's in a way, and I'm not saying like, okay, you've got to make a viral video. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that that's how it worked out for me. But I never gave up. Like that, the purpose of that original video was to help me get to Japan. In the end, it helped me get to all these other places too, but I was thinking outside the box to get over to Japan before I went to Japan, in hopes that I could make this one-off something special, and then make it a two-off or three-off, or make a career. And it just worked out that it branched out to all these other promotions, and it ended up leading to work all around the world. So I guess I don't know if that helps at all, but I'm just saying that like you said you have an original character, an interesting character.
Wow. Objectively interesting.
Right. Well, yeah, self-professed interesting character. That's fine. As long as someone else can realize that, as long as you can somehow have yourself be seen to someone that has the slightest amount of power, it will snowball, much like my video did. And like I said, this is kind of before social media. That YouTube video of me wrestling throughout, sand hills and rivers and stuff, this is before Twitter and Facebook and all that sort of thing. So I don't even know how it got out. but word travels, right? So as long as you keep doing what you're doing, and as long as someone else other than you thinks it's entertaining, someone is going to spread the word. And then eventually it's going to hit the right people. If you have no luck, then it might not. But chances are, if you're entertaining enough where you become a highlight of a show, and it's PWS, for example, that's selling out, large venues and with stacked cards and with big names. If you become a highlight on a show like that, word is going to travel, and that is, that's step one of the bigger picture. So I would just say keep doing what you're doing and make sure that you're seen in front of the right people, but also as many people as possible. Yeah. Yes.
Going back even like earlier before all that, when you were talking about like getting flown out here once or twice a month and everything.
Yeah.
How did you even get to that point where like you're living in this small town in Canada and growing up here and training and everything, and then you have people flying you out to the East Coast? And I mean, how did you kind of get discovered? I mean, even to be a guy to get flown places.
Yeah, good question. Well, I flew myself originally out to a place called Eldon, Missouri. Harley Race runs a camp once a year, and he puts contracts on the line for Noah, like pro wrestling in Japan, because going to Japan at that point is something I'd never done, and it was my dream. And he treated it much like a competition, whereas the winners of the competition would get contracts to go to Noah. But as a special surprise bonus, Johnny Ace was there offering a contract to WWE. Johnny Ace noticed me, had said that he thought that I had potential and that I reminded him of a good friend of his, Brian Pillman. And that was good enough for him. And just good enough for me, you know what I mean? I saw it as a great opportunity. I went to developmental. It didn't quite work out, but I had left with more tools in my chest than when I had first left. So I took those, came out here, and again, I flew myself out here. I was out here just to visit friends, and while I was here, I thought I would take in some work. And it was just, I don't think I would have flown myself out here again for wrestling, but as luck would have it, for those first and only two shows that I did out here on that trip, interest was high enough to bring me back. So there are always going to be sacrifices if you are coming from a place where it's impossible to be noticed. Me just trying the best I can in Winnipeg, there is no avenue to be seen at all. I have to get someplace to be seen, and that's kind of what I was actually telling you. You got to be seen by as many people and the right kind of people as possible. So I knew out here, in a place where business was more or less thriving for the indies, and we had some, real good workers coming in through here all the time. If I did a good enough job here, I could get solid work here, and because some of the best workers were working out here, they usually get picked up by PWG as well. So if I'm putting in good performances out here with those guys that are already being used in the West Coast, PWG will notice, I'll get brought out there, and then I can work with those guys or the guys that are from other places in the world, and that may lead to a doorway out, in the UK or wherever, Australia, Japan, Mexico. It's all about who sees you, how you perform, if you can answer the call when the ball is given to you. It sucks because sometimes, even if you have the talent, even if you're prepared, wrestling is very much like a partner sport, and kind of everyone has to be on for a match to be truly great. So it sucks sometimes, but you can be ready. You can bring forward the best performance of your life, but if the person that you're having is having a very off night, your one and only chance at that moment in time could be a wash. So you just got to be prepared at all times. You never know who's watching, and you never know who's watching, but if you're always surrounding yourself with the right kinds of people, someone will probably be watching at some point in time. So it's just always good to keep on trying. And even if your best performance isn't in front of the right kinds of people, some performance that you're proud of might be. So that's all I can say. Don't ever mail it in, especially if you're looking to make a name for yourself and take wrestling to the next step. Yeah.
That's kind of a two-part question.
Yeah.
Training-wise, when
Yeah.
you maybe from you first started training.
Yep.
About how long did it take you in that full time to really, let's say like kind of like, okay, I got it. Maybe like you didn't fully understand it
Yeah.
in the beginning, and then eventually you were like, okay, now I got it.
Well,
And also how much training did it take you to really like per week, how many hours, how many days, like what was your training like when you started?
Okay. Well, to be honest, I came up doing a lot of backyard from like when I was 7 years old up until I was like 15. And not that it counts as real training, but I sort of had an aptitude for bumps and how to perform moves that you'd see on TV. When I was training, it was just a ring, and my trainer was just a guy that would sit in a couch 30 feet away eating canned spaghetti. He never really he was never hands-on with me. He would show me the bumps once, how to perform them right. I would just rack my brain every time, whiplash, hit the back of my head, because I wasn't used to bumping, on a hard ring. I was used to bumping on bed mattresses and crash mats, or snow. So I would always hit the back of my head. I would feel like vomiting all the time. I would always hit the turnbuckles wrong. I would turn too late or too early and cut up my sides every time. So just by repetition, I would just do bump drills, hit the buckles over and over and over again, hit the ropes over and over and over again. We would have sort of like records of how long guys could run the ropes until they passed out or just like gave up. And I would always challenge myself to be the guy to have that record. And it really helped to have like a ring, to be comfortable in the ring. Even though no one was actually training me how to do things, necessarily the right or wrong way. And how I made my debut, just based on that, we were really short on guys. There were a lot of cancellations in the last minute. Someone that I was friends with in high school had stopped by my grocery store that I was working at part-time, and he said, hey, we got a lot of openings and we need a match, so you want to make your debut or what? I was like, okay. Hey boss, I'm sick, gotta go, bye, see you. And that's how I made my debut. So I am a very original case about how I got started into the business. I think a lot of people would hate me if I told them how I got into the business. I know it does not work that way here, and it shouldn't work that way ever. I was just lucky that I didn't turn out to be a complete douchebag based on that, or it didn't hurt anyone or hurt myself. I was very lucky. And also very lucky that I was able to meet some of the good people along the way to take me under their wing and help me out and train me properly. And it took a lot of time, but once I made it to developmental and was able to work with Dave Taylor, he was able to kind of really tighten up the basics, which is I was just severely lacking. So, yeah, getting in the ring was just, it was just I was a victim of circumstance. Looking back at it now, I was just young and hungry, and I knew I wasn't ready, but I wanted to take any opportunity I could. In my mind at that time, I was like, hell, I've done like half-hour draws. I've done 60-minute Ironman matches for my backyard promotion, so I can do it. That's just how I was thinking back then. But every place is different, and especially here, competition level's high. There's a very high standard before I think you can be ready to participate out here and to strive out here. Here, like the West Coast, like we're in like California area. So I think if you are able to make your debut here, if you're getting over here, you probably have a really good chance of making it or making something out of your career in professional wrestling. So for any of you guys that are already getting on cards, high-profile cards, have high-profile matches, you have absolutely no reason to get down on yourself, because if you're getting over these types of bloodthirsty people, there are chances where you can get over anywhere, in any part of the globe. So don't give up if it's what you really want. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah.
How did you get involved with Bullet Club?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was wrestling with DDT for a while, ever since 2008. And I really had wanted to turn heel for the longest time. And I'd been able to do a little bit of a short heel stint with All Japan that I really enjoyed. But in DDT, there are no true heels. Everyone's kind of like a babyface. That's sort of like how they do it. Everyone, they want to kind of make the wrestlers feel close to the fans, like it's one big family. It's like a niche kind of thing. So when I'd asked to become a heel, and if it was okay, their response was no. And at the same time, Devitt was just leaving, and I knew that left a big hole in the Bullet Club to fill. AJ came in, but AJ I knew was going to be a heavyweight from there, and I felt that there had to be sort of the heavy hitter junior singles competitor in the Bullet Club. And I've just looked at it as a good opportunity. If I could be part of New Japan, part of Bullet Club, kind of hanging out with my friends, but also being able to finally get a chance at being a heel. So things just kind of fell into place. It was like right place, right time kind of thing. You know. But it was something that I'd wanted to do for years already. I just had to kind of wait for timing. Yeah, it's another thing. You can't really make demands, you know? Like I'd wanted to be a heel, but all you can do is suggest it. Like, hey, what if I did this? Or, you know, and you suggest it and you promise it'll work, and they think about it and it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you have to just keep doing the best that you can with what they want you to do. So I just kept trying my best as a babyface up until the opportunity came. When it came, I seized it. So even if you're given a bad gimmick, or if you want to be heel but you're a babyface, you have to show that you can excel at whatever it is that's given with you before you're given that creative outlet to control your own character and your own destiny. I think you have to show that. You have to show that you can be a good employee, you know. Okay, that's about it for now, huh? Okay, we do have time, right? I hope we do. Do we have time? Anyone know how we're looking?
15.
That's it. Oh shit. We gotta do. I feel like still think we can do some stuff in the ring. All right, we'll do something kind of fun. At least I think it's fun. I was talking to you guys in my amongst my babbling earlier that I like stories, and whether it be a horror story, a comedy, an action story, a story with drama, a romance. I like stories if it's well done. I like stories if it's captivating. I like stories if I can laugh, cry, if I can suggest it to someone to watch. That's a good story. But in wrestling, sometimes you're limited to what you can show, and sometimes you only have a certain, well, all of the time, there's only a certain amount of time that you're given to tell that story. So, right now, what I'd like to do is a little bit of a challenge. A challenge. I want 4 people. We're going to do a tag match. But it's a very special kind of tag match. A tag match where we're going to start from right before the hot comeback. There's going to be no opening high spot. There's going to be no establishing of your characters before locking up or anything like that. No entrance music, nothing. Right before, you can take it from the rest hold, right before the babyface or whatever it is, whatever kind of story you want to tell happens, we're going to start the match from there. So I need 4 volunteers, and I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to go around the corner, quickly come up with something, because it'd be kind of cruel just to send you guys in here cold. We sat around for a little bit, so you guys can talk something over. You can do some jumping jacks to get warmed up again. But I want to see the tail end of a tag match with a very interesting finish and or story. Who is up to the challenge? Anybody? Yeah? We got 1 taker, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you 4 guys, go around the corner, discuss something. We'll give you guys about 2 minutes. So this match has already gone on for, I don't know, 25 minutes or so. I'm guessing. And here we are. Great, okay.
Still says no!
Watch out, be careful, be careful. Good, 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 good. Great. Okay. He's going up. He's going up. There we go. Oh. Oh. Great. I liked it. Like I said, there is a little bit of a wrestling fan that still lives in me. As a basic wrestling story, I thought that was very good. It was very easy to understand. I know who the heels were. I know who the faces were. I understood your character. I kind of feel like, and this is just me, and this is coming from someone who's done some of the fakest things of all time, when you do your little like Tai Chi push thing, you know, and use the force, I almost feel like you should still put a little bit more snap into it. Okay. You know what I mean? Add a little bit more force to it. Especially when you do like a moonsault bump for it, you know what I mean? It's gotta be, like, there's gotta be something on it, a little more mustard on it. Like, I mean, I do the Hadouken, and for a long time, and I didn't know what was wrong with it, it just looked weak, and I didn't know why. And I would hit the guy in the chest, and I would be afraid to hurt him. I didn't want to hit some guy in the sternum hard. So it kind of looked weak, and a guy would take a bump, and then that was it. It wasn't until I set a guy in a knee and creamed him what looked to be hard in the face that it looked like an actual precursor to a finish. So just work on it. You can still make it your character, much like I did with the Hadouken, but you can still make it look like it's something that is actually effective. And the splash, I think it's cool. I like it. I thought you were actually slipping at one point, so I liked it. That was good. Whether that's a believable finish or not, that's based on the crowd. But it was good. Very basic, but good. And there's nothing wrong with being basic and good. But we need 4 more people. And I'm going to ask for something, much like what we just did before the finish, but I don't want it to be a mirror image of what we just saw. Something a little different. That's up to you guys to decide what makes it different. But I want it to be different, and this will be the last one. So, because we have time, right? Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, so next 4. How many of you guys do we even have interested right now? We have 4? Okay, great. All right, guys. Make it happen. Do we have a ref here, guys, or are we? Okay, we do have a ref. Don't worry, dude. All right, so whenever you guys are ready, here we go. We're starting this thing off. Good, good, good.
What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do, huh? Yeah, come on! Come on! Yeah!
Oh, yeah.
I gotta get down right here. 3! Yeah!
Okay. Great job, fellas. A couple things that I noticed with you. You have to, well, you don't have to, but I think it would serve you well if you made your movements a little bigger when you're trying to elbow out of the hold. I noticed these little kind of elbows. And it was tough for me to even register it, and I'm standing at ringside. You have to really bring it like up, you know, and follow through. And when you do it like that, it's easy for the guy to sell it too. You know what I mean? Like if you're giving me little elbows, like I can't really go like, oh, you know what I mean? Like I just can't, because they're so small that all I can do is kind of go like this. Like, ooh, ow, my spleen, you know? So, and when he slammed you to set up for the hot tag, and this is just nitpicking again, but you are selling kind of like this. You know, like my back kind of hurts. It's almost like I'm stretching my rotator cuff right now, you know what I mean? Like, feel free to like really like, you know, like show that you're like in pain. My God, he's climbing up, and you know what I mean? That you're just, do whatever you can to put over what just happened. Then, and you don't have to necessarily just stay still because you're waiting for him to jump. And then when he's ready to jump, oh, there he goes. There's the boot or whatever, where he's jumping from. There's the boot, there's the knees, wherever he's coming from. Yeah, you don't have to just, it's not like slam and you're just like dead as a board. You know, you have to, it adds to the emotion. If it looks like you're moving, if you're still alive, not dead. Because then anything's possible still, as long as you're moving. And if it looks like you're in a lot of pain, it also looks like he might hit it too. But you're also moving, so you're still alive. It's beneficial for everyone for you to show that life. And the pain as well. Because it emphasizes what he's about to do next, but it also shows that there's also a chance if you're moving that you can counter as well. So those two things. I mean, you guys weren't able to iron out everything because we had talked about it, or you guys had a very little of a chance to talk about it. There's a miscommunication where two guys kind of bumped heads or whatever. What happened there?
The first time during the contact,
Yeah, like there was like a bump and feed and just.
that was just.
It's just bad, just weird placement.
just
It just worked. Oh, okay. It wasn't like.
Yeah, during the actual hot tag into the comeback, that was just.
Okay, I thought for some reason you're trying to step for Naganaka or something.
No, that was.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
Bump me, bump him.
Right,
he's
right.
Out, and then back to me.
It's a small ring. It gets
Yeah.
crowded. I was just curious. That's all.
Yeah, second one,
Yeah.
we were gonna do, we go for the double line then, well, we were gonna, once we made that tag.
Yep.
Eliminate him
Yeah.
before we did that, but that.
Right.
Standing next to that
Yeah.
guy. And then we just shoot off double line, and then it was just, bump tackle me into him, he goes out.
Yeah.
Finish.
Right. One thing that the match previous did really well, I thought, was that they made it very clear about the two guys leaving the picture, how they exited, and that they were also preoccupied to stop Buddy Boy from doing what he was doing off the first rope. But in general, aside from a few of the little clusterish type things that happened, I thought it was good. So we can be happy with our performance today, I think. Hey Pat, how much time are we looking at?
5 minutes.
Yeah? Okay. Maybe we should do one more. Is there anyone that was in, or sorry, that hasn't been in, that would like to be in, or anyone that was in already that wants another crack at what we just did? You want in? You want in? Okay, we got two guys. You go again, you go again. Good, so that's 4 guys. It's very easy from a hold onward to the hot tag to identify who the decided babyface and heel are. In this particular matchup, I want to skip that section. I want to go from a double down, from like false finish section we're talking. You guys are already on your way home. There is no hot comeback anymore. There is no yay boo type stuff to discern who the babyface and the heel is. I want you guys from a pre-finish position in the matchup to teach me just who the hell you are. Whether it be good guy, bad guy, tweener, idiot, whatever. I want you guys to somehow, from a double down, the referee counting to 10, show me what the hell you are. That's the challenge. So it's going to make it a little bit more difficult. And then I want to ask each and every one of you guys that are watching afterwards who you thought everyone was. So it's kind of an exercise for all of us. And I'll tell you guys what I think too, being like a non-wrestling fan that's involved in wrestling. So again, well, sorry if you guys had something real cool. Go back to it for a quick minute or so. Yeah. If you guys want to really tweak something that you guys are talking about, I'll be back in 2 seconds. So go ahead and get 2 other guys, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. But we don't know. So we're going for, it looks like it's going to be a 4-man down. Now let's watch and let's try to see if we can decipher the story that they are going to tell. So please watch, but please enjoy. Let's go. Oh shit, do you guys need a referee? Looks like you do. Yeah, can we get someone just to count or whatever to do the referee thing? Yeah. Great, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was the match. Now, we need to hear some feedback. Who were the heels? Who were the babyfaces? Does anyone know? Yes.
Mo and, I'm sorry, man.
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel
Yep.
were the heels.
Okay.
Because right away, Mo started complaining to the ref about
Very true.
holds and
Yes.
whatnot, so from there, I just believed right away. Mm-hmm. You know, he was complaining about something.
That's a bitch thing to do. That's a very heelish thing to do. I agree. Yeah. And then he aligned himself with him.
Yeah, he broke it
So,
up and started also, not, from there I knew, but then, because he was obviously on his team, so he helped him, I think he broke up the pin or something like that. They started trash talking him, Craven then came to his defense. So, from that, it was pretty easy to tell, like, right off the bat.
yeah. Are there any sort of, let's say that didn't happen. Let's say he never complained about a hair pull. Does anyone know what they did as baby faces that would suggest that they were, in fact, baby faces? That is true. It's a very sort of baby face from underneath kind of move to do. Could be considered anyway. So that's a legit answer. Not bad. Anything else? Now, I'm not saying that there has to be. Don't get me wrong. If someone is clearly being a heel and the guys are fighting from underneath, sort of by default, they become the people you want to cheer for, sometimes. Is there anything else that anyone noticed in this matchup that they can tell me?
It seemed like Mo went after everybody.
By that you mean?
It seems like he hit everybody. Almost like, I was trying to figure out, is this a four-way match or is this a tag match? I thought that he went after everybody.
Okay. Yeah, there was a little bit of there's an elevator spot at the end where everyone was kind of hitting one move on each other. Boom, 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 boom. And then eventually there was kind of a cool, like, innovative stunner type thing. And then I can understand how at that point it looked somewhat like a four-way rather than a tag match. There was no real attempt at a double team, I believe. And at no point were any of the people that were involved in this tag match returning back to their corners. Everyone was just kind of hang out in the ring waiting for the finish to happen. That part I didn't understand. If I wasn't the one to say, this is a tag match, please tell me what your characters are, yada, 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 you guys may not have known that it was a tag match. At least in my mind, I did not know that. So, especially given the amount of time that you guys had to talk it out, which I thought was kind of very generous, I would have liked to have seen more of an attempt to show that there was some cohesiveness between the teams, to show that we are indeed a bad guy team, these guys are the good guy team. I mean, I know I told you guys that you were cutting right to the chase and that there is, double down had been established or whatever. And I actually thought it was really cool that you guys started with a four-way down. I thought that was really cool. To really sort of leave it up in the air. Who's who? I like that. But by going straight from that to just everyone taking a bump and going to the finish, it looked like it was every man for himself. And I felt that there was a way to tell the story a little better. And to be a little more clear about what everyone's alliances were. So, yeah. Anyone else have any other input or just comments, general comments about what they have just seen? It could be good, bad, it could just be, hey, I like what they did. I like the super kick. I don't care.
You need to stay out of if other action's happening, you're in the corner selling. You can't go from selling to look at someone and then go back to selling. You gotta come there and look peripherally and see what's going on. And still, because the moment you come out of it, like watch them, is it my turn, is it my turn, is it my turn? The audience picks up on that. So you gotta be able to kind of do things and register and still be able to look out, but you can't make it so glaringly obvious. You gotta learn how to stay small when there's other things going on.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to take attention away from something else that's happening in the ring, especially if everyone is in the ring. And you can't make it look like my turn is next, Where it's almost like you're just, a bull in a china shop, like, okay, I'm ready for it. I know I'm taking the next thing. Come on, guys, do your thing. And then here we go. That's never good. But it doesn't have to be the greatest, and the truth is, it doesn't have to be the greatest sell, because chances are most of the fans are watching the action. So it can be, like Pat said, it could literally just be like, oh geez, something hurts here, but you're kind of watching, it doesn't have to be the greatest sell. You can be like, oh fuck, someone give me some fucking water. Oh, are you okay? You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like that, because then you're gonna start taking attention away from what is happening. So yeah, like you said, just be small. Be small, but don't stand out in a bad way, like as if you're sort of letting everyone know that you're next in this fake wrestling match, and what you called next is going to happen next because you're standing up and ready for action. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, did I kind of do that for the finish? Like where I got up in the corner and then I went behind him? Did I kind of get up a little too early maybe, or too late? I don't know. I tried very hard not to do shit like that, but I guess sometimes.
Right. No, I mean, it was sort of like everyone's like going like tit for tat kind of thing, and it looked as though you somewhat rushed into position a little. But to me, like just seeing the little bits of your character today, it kind of jived with it. Like for you to be kind of like frenetic and like, here I come, like even if you're running towards a spot and you kind of trip up on your own 2 feet, for me, like watching you, I can excuse that because that's your character. Just as long as whatever it is that needs to be done is done right and smooth, then that's good. But for me, from what I've seen of your character today, and the little bits that I understand, for you to kind of be like chomping at the bit for when you see an opportunity, and you kind of rush in, it works for you anyway. I liked it, yeah. I mean, like, if it was me, I would do it a little differently. But for you and that character you're doing today, or just in general, I liked it. So no need to worry about that. But for example, like if I was to, okay, your partner was, you're his partner, right? Okay, so if we're gonna walk through it again one more time, we were all down. I believe you walked up, you told the referee you're gonna pull his hair. You hit the small package first.
Yeah.
If we're gonna try to make this tiny little bit more believable and exciting, let's walk through it step by step to make the people believe more. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna be you, and you be you. So I get up, I'll be, boom, referee, he pulled my hair. My God, what the fuck, this guy, this little prick, get out of my face. Ah. I see you, you're coming up right now. Okay. So I'm coming up, I'm gonna pull you up, I'm gonna pull you up. There you go, from there, it was this, and then you did a small package. So go do the small package. It was just that.
Yep.
But it doesn't really look like you want it. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, I should say, you should be coming up. You shouldn't be at a standing base yet. If we're gonna add some drama into this thing. I come up first, I'm you. Referee, you pulled my hair. My God, you fucking pulled my hair. Get out of my face. I see you. I fucking pull you in. Here we go. Right when I hook you, just go.
What's that?
Right when I hook you for the suplex, you go.
Immediately? Oh, okay.
Yeah, or it could even be one of these things, kick your legs, and we go right in.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he wants it, he sees the opportunity, oh my God, snatches you right in. Boom, boom, and then we go, and when we go, we fucking go. Like, snap in the small package. So go hard. Like, instead of just kind of hooking it, this is what you were doing. Boom. We're going.
Okay.
Snap into it fast, hook your legs, and be fucking like, you want it, you know what I mean? And then really fucking kick out of it. So, when I pull you up, I'll pull you right into the super. Go. You know what I mean? Oh my God. See what I mean?
Yeah.
There's that sense of urgency, and it looks like he's in firm control. It can even be like, he's comp referee, pulled my hair. He pulled my hair, you're coming up, and it's kind of like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. So you come up, slap your head. You're kind of like trying to fight up, okay, get up, you prick. Here we go. Boom, and then right when I hook, just go.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I find that when you go from, when you speed it up, slow it down, speed it up, there's that impact that drags the fans right back in quickly. I like stuff like that. I find that when you slow it right down, and then it's just kind of at this pace, like referee, you pull my hair, you come up, hook, and then it's just kind of like, you know what I mean? An open, small package, and it doesn't look like you're struggling for it. For one, it doesn't look like you want it. For two, most importantly, it doesn't look like it's gonna finish the match at all. So, there's that. Now, from there, someone please refresh my memory. Was that super kicks after that?
Kicked me like cut him off. I shot him off.
Yeah.
He ducked my line and hit me with a Polish hammer.
Oh, okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, cut you off, whip you off, Polish hammer, bunk. Then, that was you.
Pulled his hair, he did a back bump. I talked some smack, and then he came in and gave me a super kick. I saw it before.
Yeah. What would have been cool there, and this is just my opinion again, cut him off. And this is just me watching, so this could be completely wrong from what you guys are used to. Cut him off, shoot you off, duck one, and there's a Polish hammer thing, right? Boom, 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 fire the fuck up. Yay, 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 yay. Your finisher is that weird Stone Cold Stunner type thing. How do you hook for it? Can you teach me right now how you hook for that thing?
Usually, like,
Okay, take that one.
Usually I do it like a guy's whipping me off.
Yeah.
I'll turn around.
Boom, bang, right there. Grab the hair, yank them down. You know what I mean? Fire up, yeah, fuck yeah. And however it is that you hook it, like this or whatever it is, boom, here it is, boom. Oh my God. Then, there's the opportunity to show this is a tag match. Buddy, you okay? Let's double team this fucking cocksucker. Here he comes, shoot him off. Double duck, maybe slide into the bottom rope. Oh my God, there you are. Super kick, you know what I mean? Like, this is how to explain the match that we're trying to tell. Or super kick one guy, super kick catch, sweep him, German suplex, boom. Fuck you, asshole. You're back in because you're legal. Finish. Can you guys picture that?
Yes.
I just pulled this out of my ass, but it actually sounds like a good match. Like, I'll probably use it tomorrow somehow. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we tell this story, and I think it's interesting, and it gets everybody over as a character. I'm not gonna lie, I sort of forgot about your role in that match. I couldn't tell you what you did. But just adding in that one little part where he is fucking on fire, hooks that stunner, here we go, you come in, hair, yank, no, buddy, are you doing okay? Oh my God, let's go. Here you are, you're the supportive friend. I know that you're this guy's partner, you're buddies for life, and you're gonna help this guy put him away. And this guy's like the powerhouse. He's like the brick shit house. He's the guy that you rely on to get shit done. We know that already, because he's the guy that rose up first. He's the guy that's the destroyer of the team. So are you okay? Yes, you're okay? Okay, well I got your back, you took some damage, but here we go. Throw him off the ropes, duck. Maybe you're taking the super kick first. You're like the team jobber, you know what I mean? You're just a supporting role. Super kick first. Remember, this guy's the destroyer. He catches the super kick. Here's the German. Bunk. This guy's out of the picture. The fiery young baby face that's full of piss and vinegar. He did a good job, but he's eliminated. So are you. Down to this guy, you know, the endearing crowd favorite, and you, the immovable object, the unstoppable force. However, you get the 1, 2, 3 in the end, all is well. And we knew it was a tag match. We knew who everyone was. All of the good parts of people were shown in that little bit of a finishing stretch. And I literally, just now, called it in the ring. So there was no pre-planning. It took 2 seconds. You guys are capable of this. I took what you guys do well just now, and I put it together, which means all of you guys can do it too. And if I watched that, being a non-wrestling fan, I would actually be entertained. And that's that. I mean, we are running out of time, but I'm telling you guys that this is how you have to look at things. You can tell stories like these easily, and that's a very basic story, but you can do it, and you kind of have to do it. To take that next step, you have to be quick on your feet like that. You have to think about what's going to make this match look good, not how am I going to get this move in, not how are we going to get to the finish, oh my God, there's 4 people in this match. You just got to think about how are we all going to mix? How are we going to make our chemistry? How are we going to take our best points in this limited amount of time and send the people home happy? And I can't obviously flick a switch on in your brain and make you think that way. But with time, with practice, with not being afraid to be creative, it's easy and you guys can do it. And that's that. I wish we could work together more, but unfortunately, I believe that's the end. Yes? So thank you all for showing up today. Hopefully you learned something.